And it was so obvious what Trump was doing when he was putting pressure on NATO countries, when he was making threats about, we're not going to keep protecting you. He wanted them to pay their share and not just rely on America to carry all the load. It was obvious that in the end that was going to strengthen NATO, and yet all the media commentary, almost all of it, was painting this as an attack against NATO and trying to weaken NATO and be, again, Putin's puppet. It makes you lose faith in the mainstream media when people seem to be deliberately blind to a strategy that should be pretty obvious.
Oh, you're so sweet. It makes us lose. Yeah, I'm sorry. We lost faith a long time ago with the media. Please.
Now, let's talk about your hometown, your current hometown. I thought you were born and bred New Yorker, but no, California to NYC.
Loyal to the soil. Go Dodgers.
Well, the mayoral debates were on, and Zoran Mamdani, he's still a front runner to be the next mayor of New York, but former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is trying to catch him.
He has said he'll take over New York if Mamdani wins, and he will, because he has no respect for him. He thinks he's a kid and he's going to knock him on his tuchus. So it is a balance, but you're going to have to be adversarial when you need to, but you want to cooperate to get good things done in this city, and you need federal help.
And after the debate, Cuomo was with current Mayor Eric Adams at Madison Square Garden. Interesting. Have these old foes turned into friends to try to defeat Mamdani? And what's it going to mean if Mamdani does prevail? It's going to be, I've got to say, it's going to be good for me, possibly not good for New Yorkers. But what do you think will be the practical outcomes if Mamdani becomes mayor?
Outside of renegotiating my rent with my landlord, putting that aside, look, we have a roadmap to what could happen with the city. It's called the 70s and the 80s, right? It does take a long time to get to that dystopian area, but it's certainly possible, and we're on that road without question. I'm not quite, look, I think the polling came out recently about what would happen in terms of if Silva dropped out of the race.
Yeah.
And it looks like it would actually almost be within the margin of error. Now, it would be very close, within 4 points. Now, I get 3 or 4 texts a day from the Silva campaign, and I keep texting back. I'm sure it goes out the ether, drop out, drop out, drop out, drop out, okay? And the truth is that, and I know your producers always tell me there won't be math on the show, but I'm still have to do a little bit of math here. 4% is the margin of error, right? And that would be where they would be if Silva drops out. 80% of the 9% who are undecided, so about 10% undecided, shocking that anybody is, are over 50, and 80% of people over 50 are going to break toward Cuomo. So if you do the numbers, it'll give Cuomo another 6%, which would give him the race. So I'm telling you now, I'm predicting it right here.
What do you think the participation rate's going to be like with this election? Because we've got Democrat on Democrat. I mean, it is a little bit depressing if you happen to be, I don't know, slightly sane and conservative in New York. It is a one-party system there.
Well, there's like 15 of us. So, yeah. So, I mean, one of my favorite statistics about New York City is that Manhattan voted in a number for Biden and for Clinton at a higher number than Putin won his election.
Geez, yeah. Okay, that says it all. That does say it all. How did the Jewish population feel? I know Mamdani famously has some Jewish supporters, but surely, given some of his commentary over the years and recent months, they must be terribly nervous.
Yeah, no, it's not a great time for Jews in New York. I mean, across the globe, obviously, in general. But when we had the high holidays not that long ago, and Jews, you have to have armed security in front of every single synagogue in New York because the danger levels, the threat levels are so high. And in no small part, Mamdani is part of it. Mamdani just met and smiled and shook hands with an unindicted co-conspirator of the bombing of the World Trade Center in '93, smiling, grabbing his hand. This is what not just Jews, but New Yorkers in general have to deal with. He is an insane person, and the city will be insane to elect him. It is shocking to me, shocking he has this much support.
Well, you're in Melbourne today, and the front page of today's Herald Sun newspaper was a story about anti-Semitism, about the Carlton Football Club's mascot storming out of a young fan's bar mitzvah after learning that he was raising money for wounded Israeli soldiers. He allegedly yelled, "I'm not doing this for effing Zios," and walked out. A source told the Herald Sun the man will not be working for Carlton again. But it's just another example of how much this has become normalised to be anti-Israel, anti-Zionist, and the lines are very much blurred with anti-Semitism there.
Yeah, I didn't realize that he's so flush with money. He's got so many gigs, he can walk out of a gig and say no. I hope they didn't pay him, by the way, of course. But yeah, this is what we have to deal with on a daily basis around the world. And it's sick, it's disgusting, and I'm glad that we have friends who can help us with this.
Ami Horowitz, thank you so much for your time.
Always a pleasure.